The night the alley bled starlight, I was just taking out the trash. The bags were heavy with yesterday's rations and broken circuitry, my breath fogging in the recycled cold behind Habstack C. When the shadows peeled themselves off the brick like living things. The air thickened. The lights flickered once, twice, and then the stars leaned closer, as if the sky itself wanted to listen. I remember thinking I'd missed a maintenance alert. Or finally snapped from too many double shifts. Then a voice brushed my ear, soft as a promise and sharp as a blade. "You smell like home." I froze. Because no one had ever said that to me before. And because I wasn't alone anymore. She stepped into the alley as if the darkness had decided to wear a crown. Tall. Pale. Eyes like dying suns held in place by sheer will. Her armor flowed instead of clanked, black metal veined with crimson light, and behind her the shadows bowed. I knew what she was before my mind caught up. Every spacer did. A nocturne. A vampire queen from the outer black, whispered about in quarantines and redacted briefings. I dropped the trash. It split open at her feet. She smiled. And that was only the beginning. I should have run. Everyone knew the stories. Blood drinkers who ruled by fear, empires that rose and fell at the flick of their talons. But my legs locked. My heart pounded like it wanted out of my chest, and I hated myself for the stupid thought that followed. She looked lonely. Her gaze swept over me, not hungry. Curious. Studying. Human, she said, tasting the word. "You do not flee." "Didn't get the memo," I croaked. My voice sounded far away. "Look, if this is a mugging, all I've got is trash." Her laughter chimed, musical and wrong for the alley. "You stand on the edge of my arrival and think of humor. Interesting." Above us, something massive shifted. A silhouette eclipsed the stars, her ship, folding space like cloth. The alley felt very small. My life felt even smaller. And yet she leaned closer, inhaled once, and her expression changed. Recognition. "You smell like home," she repeated softer. What I saw next changed everything. They came fast after that. Security drones first, whining as they descended, stun lights flaring. Then men and women in gray armor with corporate patches. Station authority pretending to be brave. The queen didn't even turn. She raised one hand and gravity hiccuped. The drones slammed into the walls like toys. "Go," she told me. "They will make you scream to ask questions you cannot answer." "I don't even know what you want," I said, because panic makes idiots of us all. Her eyes locked on mine. "You." That should have terrified me. Somehow it didn't. I ran anyway. Because human courage is often just fear pointed in a useful direction. I didn't get far. A pulse knocked me off my feet, the alley spinning as boots thundered past. A baton cracked my ribs. Someone shouted. Someone else screamed. Through the chaos I saw her again. Standing amid the fallen untouched, watching me with something like regret. "Do not break him," she warned. Her voice carried, ancient and final. The world went dark. None of us were prepared for the truth. I woke in white light that smelled like antiseptic and ozone. Medbay. My chest ached, but the pain was clean, controlled. I tried to sit up and restraints hummed, gentle but firm. A face leaned into view. Director Hale, station authority, smile sharpened by ambition. "Lucky you," he said. "First contact and you're the prize." "Prize for what?" I asked. "For surviving," he replied. "For being interesting." They asked questions for hours. About my work, waste reclamation, biofilters, composters. About my bloodline. About my mother, who grew tomatoes in a dome on a dying moon. About my father, who fixed things until the war fixed him back. They took samples. They whispered behind glass. Finally, Hale leaned in. "She didn't attack you. She chose you." "Why?" "I don't know," I said. It was the only truth I had. He smiled anyway. "We will." That was when the alarms began. And that was only the beginning. The station shook like it was remembering how to fall. Lights went red. Bulkheads sealed. Somewhere metal screamed as something very old and very angry forced its way through. Hale swore and ran. The restraints dropped. I didn't ask why, I ran too, guided by instinct and a pull I couldn't name. I found her in the arboretum. Trees floated in low gravity, leaves trembling as if in fear. She stood among them, bare hands pressed to bark, eyes closed. For a heartbeat she looked small. "You came," she said without turning. You broke in, I said. Killed people. She opened her eyes. I ended threats. I swallowed. Why me? She faced me then, and the distance between us felt deliberate. Because your kind hides home in unlikely places. Because your blood sings of soil and patience. Because my people lost something long ago, and you carry its echo. I laughed a brittle sound. Lady, I take out trash. And yet you keep life from rotting, she said. You return waste to growth. You understand cycles. She stepped closer. The air warmed. My name is Vera, Queen of the Nocturne. We feed on essence, not flesh. On resonance. We lost our cradle to a star we could not save. I shook my head. What does that have to do with me? Her hand hovered near my chest, not touching. Everything. The station shuddered again. Over the intercom, Hale's voice begged for evacuation. Vera's eyes hardened. They will dissect you to understand me. Then let's not let them, I said. She smiled. What I saw next changed everything. She took my hand. The world unfolded. I saw a red world under black suns, forests that drank twilight, cities grown like coral. I felt hunger that wasn't cruel, grief that was endless, love that tasted like iron and rain. I saw the moment their star flared wrong, physics betraying faith. I saw Vera make a choice. Seal her people in the long night, become what the galaxy would fear, to keep them alive. And I saw us, humans, burning coal and oil, scraping soil, learning late. And still planting gardens in ruins, carrying home in our blood. I tore my hand away, gasping. You don't need to feed on us. I know, she said. That is why I am here. The arboretum doors exploded inward. Hale staggered through, wild-eyed. Do it, he shouted at his men. Kill them both. Vera moved. Time didn't stop, it obeyed. Men fell. Guns clattered. Hale raised a pistol with shaking hands. I stepped between them. Don't, I said. My voice surprised me. Hale laughed, hysterical. You think she'll save you? She'll drain you dry. Vera's gaze softened. No, she said. I will ask. She looked at me. Come with me. Teach us how you keep home alive when everything else fails. The choice hit like a punch. Leave everything. Or stay and be studied, used, forgotten. The station groaned, alarms climbing toward a scream. Hale's finger tightened. I nodded. Vera moved faster than thought. Hale fell. Silence rushed in. We didn't leave quietly. Her ship unfolded around us, corridors breathing, walls remembering stars. As we slipped free, I watched the station shrink, a fragile wheel against infinity. In her throne chamber, Vera knelt. A queen kneeling to a man who took out trash. Teach us, she said. And I will give your people time. Time for what? I asked. To learn, she replied. As we did not. That was the midpoint of my life, whether I knew it or not. The galaxy noticed. The Nocturne Empire shifted from terror to curiosity. Worlds watched as Vera opened sanctuaries instead of vaults, traded knowledge instead of fear. I worked with engineers who drank starlight and farmers who grew night-blooming grain. I showed them compost, microbial loops, patience. There were failures, riots, hunger that bit back. Nights I missed gravity and rain that smelled like earth. Nights Vera watched the stars too long, grief tightening her jaw. You smell like home, she told me once, in a garden grown under artificial dusk. And now so does this. The turning point came when another empire attacked. Bright ships, clean lies. They demanded blood tribute. Old habits rose. Vera looked to me. If we fight as we were, we survive. If we fight as we are becoming, we risk everything. Then risk it, I said. My hands shook. That's what home does. She chose differently. We broadcast instead of striking. Shared proof. Shared methods. Shared hope like a virus. Some laughed. Some listened. Enough listened. The war ended before it began. Years passed. Humans came cautiously. Not as cattle. As partners. We built soil on moons that had none. We learned to listen to worlds before breaking them. On the day Earth's delegation arrived, Vera stood beside me, crown dimmed. They will fear me, she said. They'll fear themselves more, I answered. But they'll come around.